The story of Jonah. Imagine this. God gives you a task, a holy mission, a divine calling, and your first instinct? You book a boat ticket in the opposite direction. Welcome to the story of Jonah, the original master of avoidance. See, Jonah wasn't evil. He wasn't rebellious for fun. He was just human. And being human means sometimes you hear the voice of God and think, maybe later. Now, let's rewind. God tells Jonah, go to Nineveh. Nineveh, by the way, was not the kind of place you'd book a weekend getaway to. It was loud, sinful, violent. Think of it as the biblical version of Las Vegas, without the buffets. And Jonah, bless his soul, decides that saving them sounds like too much work. So he runs. Classic move. Straight onto a ship headed for Tarshish, basically the end of the known world. When you run from God, you don't pick a nearby town. You go global. But here's the thing about running from the creator of the universe. He doesn't really need your GPS coordinates. Jonah boards the ship, and God sends a storm so massive that even the sailors, hardened professionals who had seen everything, start praying to every god they can name. Meanwhile, Jonah, he's asleep, snoring. Because nothing says spiritual denial like napping through a hurricane. The sailors wake him up. Who are you? What have you done? And Jonah, half asleep, says something like, yeah, so I might be the reason we're all about to die. The sailors, surprisingly polite, ask what they should do. Jonah says, throw me overboard. And they do. Now here's where the story gets strange and deeply poetic. Jonah hits the water and the sea goes calm. Then out of nowhere, a giant fish, or as the Sunday school marketing team branded it, a whale, swallows him whole. Now imagine this scene not as a children's cartoon, but as it really must have felt. Dark, cold, wet, alone. 3 days and 3 nights in what is essentially a living submarine made of regret. But in that darkness, Jonah prays. He doesn't ask to be rescued. He thanks God for not giving up on him. And that right there, that's the core of the story. Because faith isn't proven when you're standing in sunlight, it's forged in the stomach of chaos. After 3 days, the fish spits Jonah out, because even sea creatures have limits. Jonah, now smelling like a theological lesson, goes to Nineveh. He preaches. He tells them, repent, or God will destroy this city. And shockingly, they listen. They actually repent. Even the king puts on sackcloth and ashes. It's like a spiritual Black Friday sale. Everyone's on board. And then, God forgives them. Just like that. No fire, no brimstone, no dramatic finale. And Jonah loses it. He literally tells God, this is why I didn't want to come. I knew you'd forgive them. You're too kind. You have to love the irony. A prophet angry because God is too merciful. Jonah storms off, sits outside the city, and sulks. And God, ever patient, grows a plant over his head to give him shade. Jonah's mood improves, momentarily, until God sends a worm to eat the plant. And Jonah spirals again. Great, he says. First the storm, then the whale, now sunburn. I'm done. And that's when God speaks one last time. Jonah, you care about a plant that lived one day and died the next. Should I not care about a city full of people? And just like that, the story ends. No neat resolution. No dramatic closing music. Just silence. And that question echoing through history. Because that's what good divine stories do. They don't end. They keep asking. Jonah's tale isn't about punishment. It's about perspective. About the fact that sometimes the people we think deserve wrath are the very ones God chooses to show mercy to. And sometimes we are Jonah, sitting under a dead plant, angry that grace doesn't play by our rules. So, what does this mean for us? Maybe it's this. God doesn't change his mind to confuse us. He changes his approach to remind us that love was always the point. Mercy isn't a glitch in the system, it's the design. And sometimes, the only way to understand that is to spend a few days in the belly of something you thought would destroy you, only to realize it saved you. So next time you feel lost, frustrated, or swallowed by life itself, remember Jonah. Because even when you run, God's story runs faster. And even when you think it's over, grace still has a second act. And that's the beauty of it. Because in the end, it's not a story about a man and a fish. It's a story about a God who refuses to stop believing in people, even when they stop believing in him.